Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, YouTube viewers, watchers. Welcome to another of my videos. If you watched the last video I did, that was a kind of an introduction to 2015, as it were, and just an outline of why I'd kind of been missing a little bit. But I'm back, and I have ideas which I believe I told you the other day. Can't remember when I put that last video up now. Anyway, I said to you that the next video, I think I said the next video I'll do will be kind of more kind of in depth about why what I've been doing recently. And it's not so much that I've been doing things as opposed to, well, what I'm about to tell you. December is usually my favourite month. It's got my birthday in on the 10th. Then it has obviously Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. So December is usually my favourite month of the year. But this year, well, 2014, December was the worst month of the year. Possibly, arguably, between two different things, two different situations, one of the worst months of my life. And I haven't been alive that long, really, when you think about it. I'm 20 years old. So in comparison, it's not that very long. But, okay, so, no. 1 week in December, I can't remember which week, I can't remember when the week started, but it was kind of like maybe the 4th, from the 5th onwards, kind of, maybe starting like the 4th or the 5th. Staying at Hannah's. And recently I've been feeling a bit weird. I had weird things happening to me. And I'm not one of these people that, ooh, something's wrong with my head, I'll Google it and find out what it is. I'm not like that, I just get on with it. I kind of get that from my mum, thankfully. But I had an extremely increased thirst. I had been going to the toilet a hell of a lot for number one, at odd hours in the morning. 2-3 o'clock in the morning. Never done that before. Never had such an increased thirst. Kind of lost my appetite as well. And I've been tired all the time. Stuff like that. And if anybody kind of knows what I'm talking about, they might know already. But I didn't really think anything of it. Maybe, but not enough to go to the doctors or anything. But I was staying at Hannah's for a couple of days, and on one particular day, I was talking to her dad about what had been going on with me. And what's funny is, months and months ago, when I used to go to work at 6 o'clock in the morning, after about an hour of being at work, depending on how hard I've been working and what I'd had to do, I would start shaking and I would get very hungry and I'd feel really weak and kind of shit, to be honest. Until I ate something, and then I would feel better. And I always joked about it with my friends, people I work with. And I used to joke and say, oh, you know what? I think I've got diabetes. I think, bloody hell, not eating. Oh, my sugar levels must be really low. I need to eat something. So I'm at Hannah's and talking to her dad, telling him about this, telling him I think, well, what if I've got diabetes? What if I have? And anyway, he says he was going out that day, and he says, "Oh, I'm going out, and I've got this friend who is a diabetic, and she can test you. And all you got to do is prick your finger and use this machine, and see what your sugar levels are." I was like, "Oh yeah, fantastic! Yeah, let's do that." So, go to this place, get my finger pricked, and my sugar levels were, what was it? 28.5, I believe, 28.5. And if anybody knows anything about diabetes or what your sugar levels should be, 28.5 is very, very high. I didn't know this. I should have kind of maybe done. We didn't really cover diabetes at college when I did sport, nutrition stuff, but didn't really cover it. But yeah, very high. I didn't know that, and at that point I was like, oh crap, right, okay. So I tried to get a hold. Obviously, I wasn't staying in Scunthorpe. So I tried to get a hold of my GP. They didn't have any routine appointment slots left. So I kind of left a message kind of thing, and somebody got back to me and said that they'd get back to me. They kind of didn't. So I ended up going to another GP, which I've never done before, and you know, it was a bit weird because I wasn't, you know, a patient there kind of thing. I wasn't theirs, so to speak. And it was a bit kind of rough. I mean, like, it was kind of hard to get sorted. That's what I meant. Anyway, they passed me straight onto the hospital. Simple as that. So I then went to the hospital. Got to the hospital around 6 o'clock in the evening, and by 12 o'clock that night, I had been given a bed in the hospital. And before that, they took some blood, did some tests. I had a cannula put in my arm. I don't know if anybody knows what one of those is, but it's basically a needle of sorts popped into usually here, and it's there. It's like an easy access for blood, really. And they just unscrew this little thing, pop a tube in, and then they can get some blood out of you. It's really easy, but the nurse did it on this arm. Bear with me. It's fine. Phone call. Don't worry about it. Super Mario. The nurse first tried to pop it into this arm, but then quickly stopped because the vein nearly collapsed in my arm. And I wouldn't mind stuff like that, and I watched it, but that was painful. You know, that was kind of painful because she struggled to get it in. Hopefully, I was hoping she was going to do it in the back of my hand after that, but she went for here. That was more painful, and I struggled to watch that without, you know, feeling a bit faint. Oh, my iPad's at it. Wow. I'm popular today, aren't I? Christ. Okay. So, yeah, had a cannula put in, and I finally got a bed. Finally got a bed. Putting things on silent. Finally got a bed, and yeah, I stayed the night in the hospital. That was a massive, you know, fuss, messing about. I was told I was going home the next day. I didn't go home. I was told all sorts of things, and it never happened. And I'm not usually one to push for things and to get at people, but it got to a point where I was going and saying to these people, what is going on, you know? I'm stuck here in a hospital. I want to know what's going on. I had different doctors coming to see me, stuff like that. All sorts. And I spent 2 nights in the hospital. I believe it was the 6th of December and the 7th of December in the hospital. Bearing in mind my birthday's on the 10th, I was not prepared to stay there for my birthday. Anyway, I saw one doctor that actually made some sense. And basically he told me that, you know, I have type 1 diabetes. And to this day I still don't think I've actually kind of registered that and accepted it. But yeah, I made some friends in hospital, which was kind of cool. Hannah came and visited me, which was very nice. Didn't like it. I've been in the hospital once before when I was a baby. I had bronchitis, and don't remember that, but I didn't like it. Didn't like it one bit. I don't like hospitals in general, to be honest. Bad experiences. But yeah, so I left the hospital finally. Didn't end there. Sorting out my repeat prescription with my GP in the hospital was awful. The communication non-existent. I managed to sort that out 3 weeks after I left the hospital. Managed to get that sorted. I've been for appointments and whatnot. Saw dietitians. I've seen dietitians. I've seen diabetic nurses at the diabetic centre down at the hospital. And for me, this is. I'm going to tell you what I have to do. So at the minute, I'm in what they call the honeymoon phase, which basically means that, you know, if my pancreas isn't, it might be creating just a trickle of insulin, which is what is used to break down sugars in the body. and I don't have enough insulin in my body to break down the sugars, which means it's building up and up and up. So that's why insulin's there, or you can take tablets and stuff. But for me, every morning when I wake up, and I kind of need to eat normal times: breakfast, dinner, tea, supper. So in the mornings, I take one tablet, and I've got kind of this, and it holds all my stuff in it, which is fantastic. So in the mornings, I take one of these tablets, glycoside they're called. I take one of those every morning. I also have to test my sugar levels 4 or more times a day, and for that I use this here. If anyone is diabetic and has one of these, basically, I'm not going to show you, but you take this, take the end off, put one of those in. It's got a little needle on it. Pricks your finger. Then you take a strip, a little testing strip from in here, a blue one there. Pop it into that machine, put your blood on the end of it, and it tells you what your sugar levels are. Simple as that. For me, it has to be between, I think, what was it? It's recently just been changed, and I can't remember. 4 and 7 before a meal, and then no more than 12 afterwards. I think, something like that. I write them down in my little notebook, which is cool, so I can remember them. I also have to take insulin myself. I have to inject myself with insulin. The first time doing that was very, very difficult. I struggled to do that, but it doesn't look nasty and scary and dangerous, does it? That's what I have to inject into my stomach, around my belly button area, and they are the needles which go in the end of that, and I inject myself twice a day, before breakfast and before tea. So that's what I have to do every single day. Now, if anybody has diabetes and they watch this, you know, please feel free to get in touch with me. If you've had diabetes for a long time or a short time, please feel free to get in touch with me. I would love to know how you cope with it, how you deal with it, and what you have to do yourself. Previously I was on 8 units of insulin before breakfast, and then 6 before tea. But that's recently just been brought down because I was having a hypo in the mornings. What a hypo is when your blood sugar drops below 4, and you start, shaking and feeling crap. And then hyper, you might understand hyper a bit more. It's like when you were a kid, maybe, and you ate a lot of sugary stuff and you were acting crazy and stuff like that. You got a bit too much sugar in your system, and that's hyper. You're hyper. So, tell me, how are you dealing with it? If you've had it for a long time, what did you do? Did you ever struggle? Did you ever come up with like a system? And obviously, if you've just recently been diagnosed with it, or in the last few months or something, how are you dealing with it? Because I'm apparently I've been told I'm doing very well, but I still don't think I've accepted it. And for me, I still want to go out and I still want to do the things I used to, which I can, but I just have to watch it and spread it along a little bit. So I just wanted to tell you what was going on with me. So what's really annoying is that they don't 100% know if it's type 1 or type 2, because I'm at a funny age to get diabetes. Usually if you have type 1, you kind of, stereotypically you get that as a child or at a very young age. And that your pancreas creates no insulin whatsoever, but I think mine still might be just a tiny little bit. So my body's just screwed basically. And then type 2 is usually like a kind of if you maybe a little bit on the large side. But I'm not 100% clued up on it, so I can't give you every kind of detail there is about there. But I just wanted to tell you what I have to do. So every morning, take my tablet, take my insulin. I have to eat some breakfast, and then I will test again before I eat my dinner, test again before tea, take some insulin, have my tea, test again before supper, test again before bed. And it's been that way since December. I'm not going to lie, it really sucks. there's been times where it's put me on a real downer, and I've gone through the whole why me kind of phase. But yeah, I don't think there's much I can really do about it, to be honest. Just kind of gotta get on with it, deal with it as best I can. But yeah, some people ask me what I got for my birthday. I got type 1 diabetes. Yeah, so that's gonna be that. Didn't want it to be a morbid video, but there you go. It's just something I've got, and I have to deal with it. Oh, it'd be awesome if I just kind of grew out of it, sort of thing, but that's not gonna happen, is it? It's something to do with an organ, you know. It's yeah. So, but I've had bad spells where my sugar has been very, very low, and I've sat down and I've been so weak I can't even lift my arms up. It's been that bad sometimes. Usually when I'm occupied doing something, I kind of forget to eat. So yeah, my FaceTime camera's been messing up during this video, so I've got no idea how well it's going to turn out. But yeah, I keep everything in this little thing, which is nice. Next appointment's in March with the doctor. Hopefully he'll give me some good news. Just trying to think if there's anything I've missed out that might be interesting. I don't think so. It's just, yeah. So that's the reason why I went away for a while. Not that anybody probably noticed, but on a brighter note, I've got some, I'd like to think, pretty cool videos coming. So I'm gonna, you know, organise those, how and when to do those. So I hope that you kind of understand what I've got and what I have to go through. To put it bluntly, my pancreas, you know, isn't creating any insulin for me. Pancreas is in your liver. So, and it's not creating enough insulin for me to be able to deal with sugar levels, to deal with the amount of sugar I have, which is why I need to watch my carbs and my sugar. I could spend another 20 odd minutes going through every final detail, but this is just basically, you know, top layer. All that you need to know, really. I'm the one that has to know all the crappy little stuff. But there we go. This is it now. Hopefully it'll get easier throughout life. But no, wanted to make this video to let you know what's going on with me, and I hope you appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video, which I don't know what it'll be yet, so I can't really tell you, but I'll see you in it anyway, hopefully, if anyone's there. I've been dying to get this out. Not because I'm like, I haven't been going around telling people, oh, I've got diabetes, yeah, feel sorry for me. And I haven't really told anybody. Some people, I'll mention it now, and they're like, what, really? So, but no, this was just, I don't know, maybe it'll do me good getting it off my chest, I don't know. We'll soon find out anyway. So thank you very much for watching, if you have done. And like I said, you know, if you are diabetic, or you might be worried you are, or you've got someone in your family that is, and you want to talk or give me advice about what you eat, that would be awesome, because I like my food. I like my sweet tooth. So yeah, please get in touch with me if you would like to. That would be a big help. And I hope you're doing okay, everybody. The time is 2:10. I'll edit this video, upload it, and then I don't know what I'll do for the rest of the day, but I hope you enjoy your day anyway. What is the day today anyway? It's Monday, so welcome to a new week. 19th of January, was that? Most certainly was. So Monday 19th of January, enjoy your week, not the rest of it, because it's only just started. Enjoy your week, and I'll most likely see you next week. Okay, cool. I'll see you next week, guys. Look after yourselves. Thank you.